hope you're all having a wonderful day so far. It is currently stormy, it is raining, and it's cloudy, and I'm stuck inside, which means I want to decorate and bake today. So I thought it'd be fun to combine the two and do like a fall decorate in the bedroom, get it all cozy and everything for fall, and then we'll bake a couple fall recipes, something that's cozy that, you know, when the weather starts to get chilly like it is now, I just want to bake, and I haven't baked in a while, so I'm really excited to do that. But yeah, you can follow me on my Like to Know at my blog and Instagram right here. Everything that you see in today's video will be linked in the description box below like normal for you, so it's easy to shop if you find something that you like. But yeah, I got a lot to share with you and I'm excited, so let's head on to the room. We'll start decorating and get it all spruced up there. So before we start decorating, I gotta get some dough made so it can rise while we work. I've got 4.5 cups of flour with 2 teaspoons of salt, and then I'm adding my yeast mixture to that being mixed in, which is a package of yeast, a tablespoon of sugar, and water. And you're gonna let that knead till it comes together and it's not sticking to the bowl here, and then you're going to cover that and let that rise for a good hour or two till it's double in size. I'm really excited to share with you how I'm going to decorate the bedroom for fall this year, making it warm and cozy, and hopefully give you lots of ideas for decorating as well. And I do want to say thank you to Bolt & Branch for partnering with me for today's video. I'm really excited to be working with them because I have owned a lot of their bedding for over 1.5 years now, and I can tell you it is better with every single wash. It gets softer and softer. It doesn't pill. It is just beautiful bedding, and you honestly feel like you're in a luxurious hotel, but you're in your own home, which is amazing. So I'm going to share with you some of my personal favorites that I've owned of theirs, and then a couple new pieces that I got for the fall season. So let's get started decorating this bedroom. Some of my favorite sheets are in the color pewter. There's a signature sheet set and they are wonderful. They are buttery soft, 100% organic. There's no toxins, which I think is really important, especially when you're sleeping in your bed for 7 to 10 hours a night, if you're that lucky to get 10 hours. But I cannot tell you how many of my other sheets shrink. Theirs do not. And I actually have their flannel set, which I love for wintertime because it is really cold here and the flannel is amazing. So for fall, I actually wanted another set of the signature sheet set, and so I got this one. It's just called the Climbing Vine print in the color Mist, and I thought it'd be so pretty for fall, especially with the pattern, and then layering in the other pieces from Ball & Branch. I thought those would be really pretty. I'm telling you, if you are gonna splurge on one thing in your bedroom, do your bedding, because you will feel like you're at a luxury hotel every time you go to bed. I cannot tell you how good it feels to climb back into our bed when we have our sheets and the duvet and all the bedding is from Ball & Branch. There's just nothing like it. It's so fluffy and luxurious, and it's organic, which I love. So definitely be sure to check out Ball & Branch. I'll have a discount code for you here on the screen, which will save you 20% off your order and everything. They have so many beautiful pieces to choose from and colors, so you can go light or dark or just keep it kind of neutral throughout the entire year. But I promise you, this is an investment that is worth it because you are sleeping in it for 8+ hours a night, and it just feels like heaven, pretty much. It is soft and buttery and wonderful.
You had me at a low, 'cause where you go is where I go. I don't need nobody else, I got you. and you got
This is actually the signature hemmed duvet cover and insert, and it's so fluffy and beautiful. You definitely want it, and it comes in lots of different colors. So I decided to get a new bed blanket for this year, and this is the down-filled bed blanket, and it's 100% organic outer shell. The color on this is oak, so I wanted something a little bit warmer for the fall tones and stuff, but still something neutral that I can use throughout the entire year. I love extra blankets on the bed, like pile them on. I love the heaviness of them. The other half does not. He's like, no thank you. So instead of putting this underneath the duvet cover, I'm actually putting this on top so that I can put it on me and he can scoot it off if he doesn't want the extra warmth. I'm a cold sleeper, he's a hot sleeper. So. Last year here in the bedroom, I did a beautiful fall look for the room, and it turned out so good. It was a little bit more on the rusty side, I feel like. And so I want to add a little bit of that to the room. I want to get rid of the green. I think this is really pretty as is, but I want to introduce that fall season. So I'm going to change out my art and the florals and change it up a little bit to add a little bit more color and make it feel a little bit more fall festive feeling in here. I did the dark base to balance out that one over there. And I just like to bend my stems so that way when I put them in, the foliage comes right out the top of the vase. And you can alternate the heights on them too. Now seeing this up in the room, I like the rust color that is in it, but I kind of wish I had chosen a piece of art that had a little bit more of that auburn color in it to tie in with the florals. I think that would look better. So I'll leave some of my favorites down below in the description box for you. But now it is time to take that dough that we made earlier and we're going to deflate it, make it kind of into a log, and we're going to cut 8 pieces out in this. I'm making bagels, and you know, as the weather gets cooler, it's so good to have some sort of bread in the house, and we haven't had bagels in a while because usually when it heats up I don't bake. So this was fun. I haven't made them in a while. These are not sourdough, these were just a regular bagel recipe, so I'll leave the recipes linked down below for you. They turned out really good and they're super easy. So I just kind of tuck it into a ball shape, and then I poke a hole in it and then just widen it. That's one way you can do it, but you can also do it the traditional way, like the bakers do with big production and stuff, is they will actually lengthen out the dough. They actually have a huge pile of dough, and then they lengthen it out, and then they fold it over onto itself and roll it and that locks in that seal like I'm doing here. So that's one way of doing it. Both turned out really well. I actually like making it into a ball personally because it doesn't fall apart. You don't have to worry about the seal of the dough or anything. So yeah, it's your preference, but no matter what, it'll taste good and yummy. So once I got the water boiling, I added a little bit of honey to it to sweeten it, and then you add your bagels that have rested for about 10 minutes or so, and I did 4 at a time. That's what would fit in my pan, and you do them for about a minute on each side. Nothing too complicated here. This gives them that chewiness, and boy, let me tell you, it is well worth it. And then you're going to take them out after a minute, and then you can cover them with like an egg wash, and then you can dress them or leave them alone. It's completely up to you. So I did everything bagel seasoning on some of them. We did Parmesan on the others. The kids like those. And then we just did plain. So you can do whatever you like. And then you pop them in the oven and bake them for around 20 to 25 minutes until they are beautiful and golden and brown. And then you have to wait for them to cool just a teeny bit and enjoy. Now I want to share with you a really yummy fall recipe. These apples are super tart and they just pack a ton of flavor, so you don't need very many, but pick your favorite apple. We grew these, so it's kind of fun. I chop them up somewhat small, and then for the dry ingredients, you're going to grate half a cup of cold or frozen butter. Frozen is a little bit easier to get out of the cheese grater. And then you're going to do 2 cups of flour, a 1/3 cup of sugar. Don't need as much as you think, and then a 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder. Now we're making these apple scones. Now you can use whatever fruit you like. You can make them into pumpkin, do whatever you want. I'm using apple cider that's been fresh pressed, and it's from last year that we freeze. And I do 1 egg. I use 1/2 cup of cider and then a splash of vanilla, and then I add cinnamon to the dry ingredients. And you're gonna mix this, kind of fold it as you would biscuits, so you don't want it to be super wet. Okay, it's gonna be just a teeny bit dry, and that works just fine. The apple cider, you can honestly do about 1/2 cup to 3/4 of a cup depending on the type of flour you're using, but don't use any cream. Okay, you don't need it. I put mine on parchment paper so I can kind of fold it onto itself and compress all the ingredients and kind of layer it a little bit. That seems to work really well. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. Just bring it all together into a dough ball and pat it out. I don't roll mine, I just press it. So do what works best for you. This way you don't have to get dirty at all either, so because it's all in the parchment paper. But you're going to press that out into kind of about 1.5 inch thickness, I would say. It's probably what it is. And then use your dough cutter scraper and make triangles or whatever shapes that you want. You could do circles, completely up to you. And I just realized here that I did not put the apples in it. So if you're adding apples, add them into all the ingredients. I totally forgot they were sitting there, and I was like, oh la. I brush mine with a little bit of milk, or you could spray them with some avocado oil or something, or some egg wash. It's up to you. And then sprinkle some larger sugar over top. And here I'm adding the apples in because I was talking to the kids and doing other things at the same time. My mind was just racing, and so sometimes you forget to add them. So don't worry, just stuff those babies back in. And then put them in the fridge for a couple minutes while the oven is getting to temperature at 400 degrees. And you're going to bake them for about 18 to 22 minutes. And till they're nice and golden brown. And boy, they taste fantastic. I hope you enjoy this recipe. Let me know if you try it out with any other fruit of your choice, but definitely pick a tartar apple because it makes all the difference. hope you all enjoyed today's cozy fall decorate with me and baking and got some good ideas. Again, everything will be listed in the description box below. Just tap the more button right next to the title and it'll all pop up there for you. And remember to use my code here for 20% off your ball and branch order. I promise you, once you try their bedding, you will never go back because it is such luxury and it just keeps getting softer and softer with every wash. But yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing day. Thank you so much for being here and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.